Welcome back. The truth is out there, and it might be right here in the cabinets and halls of the United States Department of Defense. A bipartisan group of lawmakers is now calling on the disclosure of all classified intelligence on unidentified aerial phenomena and whether they arrived from out of this world.
They haven't been totally transparent with the information they do have. If it's not a UFO, then is it a weapon system?
If you don't give people a clear answer, and sometimes the clearest answer you can give is, I don't know, some will be suspicious of that.
And joining us now is a longtime civil rights attorney and UFO expert, Daniel Sheehan. He is the founder of the New Paradigm Institute, a nonprofit lobbying Congress to declassify all these documents, and the attorney for a former Department of Defense whistleblower named Luis Elizondo, who has disseminated some of this information. So, Daniel Sheehan, thanks for being here. Welcome to Chicago.
I know. Thank you, Paris.
You've been meeting with some lawmakers here, and you're calling on Congress to pass the Bipartisan UAP Disclosure Act. If they do pass it, what will we find?
Well, what we're going to find out is that there is an element deep within the Defense Department and the operations director of the Central Intelligence Agency that has been committing perjury to Congress, lying, denying the fact that they have recovered a non-human origin extraterrestrial spacecraft and the bodies that they've now DNA tested and know to be non-human.
You're saying, because you represent some whistleblowers, you're saying that they have disclosed to you that this evidence exists, these documents exist, that these phenomena have come indeed from out of this world with actual alien species.
That they know they're non-human.
Did they describe what those species are or look like?
Well, actually not yet to the public. We've gotten this information out. But the fact of the matter is that if we get this bill passed, and we're getting in the process this in the first week of September, we're hoping as soon as they come back from their summer break, that the Senate is going to pass a 64-page bill that mandates that all of the information that is 25 years old or more, that's basically anything before 2000, basically has to be immediately publicly released to the people. Okay, and anything else is going to be submitted to a 9-person panel to be appointed by the president. And that panel is not only to go through it and decide what else to release right away, but they're going to set up a 7-year program called the UAP Controlled Disclosure Campaign Plan to release all of this information over the next 7-year period so that we can adjust our economic systems, our geopolitical structures, our domestic political structures to try to accommodate the fact that we now are aware of the fact that there's an extraterrestrial civilization surrounding us.
So this law is set up to that if we do confirm this evidence that the American people, the world population will learn about this in a measured fashion. Does this include some of those space or those craft that were captured by U.S. Air Force pilots that seem to descend from the atmosphere to the sea, you know, within seconds, defying the laws of gravity and physics?
0.7 of 1 second.
0.7 of 1 second.
From 80,000 feet. In stopping instantaneously at the surface of the ocean, 6,000 Gs of centrifugal force on them.
And I think these are some of the videos that some of those pilots had caught.
Yeah, that's the Tic Tac.
They were on TikTok.
That's the Tic Tac. And those were picked up by the F-18 Super Hornet gun cameras on them. They have myriad other photographs of them, up-close photographs taken right out of the cockpit of some of these craft. And that they've now, as I say, recovered the craft and they've recovered the bodies that they've DNA tested and have now confirmed that they are non-human.
So this is, you're just saying, the Defense Department is keeping this secret from everybody.
Yes.
They have lied to the public.
Right. And to Congress.
I mean, could we theoretically say that those craft were secret Defense Department programs from contractors testing out new technology?
Some kind of them have been, because they've been engaged in a back engineering program. They've had these craft for some time, and they've been engaged in back engineering the technology, trying to replicate some of these. And so there appear to be some craft that have been back engineered and constructed and that are being flown by U.S. Air Force personnel. in a deep secret program. But the reality is that there are a major number of other craft that are not ours. They're not Soviet, or they're not Russian, and they're not Chinese. And so they're from somewhere else. But now that they've recovered the bodies, and they've actually DNA tested them, they know that they're non-human.
Okay, so, all right, say this gets confirmed. What you're saying, what your whistleblowers have told you that worked in the Defense Department, how long do you think that they were here?
Well, they've been here, basically, a lot of the sightings started right around the dropping of the first atomic bombs in 1945. That's when they began showing up around White Sands in the Yucca Flats, and they've been spotted since then. And that they've been, the first crash retrieval was recovered in 1947. Okay, so they've been here since then. And there's all kinds of evidence indicating they've been here periodically earlier, because some of these star systems where they come from are 6 billion years older than our solar system.
And if we bring in the laws of physics again, there is no known way that any matter can travel faster than light, and they would probably have to get here. So is there do we have to question all physics if these folks, or whatever they are, traveled from billions and billions and billions of years away?
Yeah, we clearly, well, they've already started to question most of the Newtonian Cartesian worldview.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
That's the normal materialist worldview.
All right.
For example, I had these conversations with Carl Sagan when he was still alive. Oh, I'm sure that there are billions and billions of star systems where there's life, but they'll never be able to get here, and we'll never be able to get there because you can't propel a material vehicle faster than the speed of light. But the fact of the matter is they transport in a different way. They don't necessarily have to travel at any particular speed, that they can, in fact, move from one point to another instantaneously.
Right. Well, all right, so
the question is, how does that happen?
Let me get back to what I know is politics, and to the Department of Defense has denied this. Lawmakers will be skeptical, so to all of those skeptics, you say what? And will this testimony come out this fall in these hearings? Well,
it's not clear. We're having a public hearing on September 9th. The House Oversight Committee's Special Task Force on Disclosure is convening. There are some of the witnesses that we know have been in the physical presence of these craft and have been, with their own eyes, have laid eyes on the extraterrestrial beings. We know that because we've listened to them. They're on recorded tape for that, okay? And so if we can get them to be witnesses here on September 9th,
under oath.
It will come out under oath.
All right, hold that thought, because we have to take a break here. And so for you viewers that want to hear more of this, you can go to our website. We're going to continue this conversation on digital, but for now, some final thoughts right after the break. All right, everybody, we're back here with more of our conversation with longtime attorney Daniel Sheehan, UFO expert, founder of the New Paradigm Institute, representing some whistleblowers from the Department of Defense who have testified to you that they have experienced unidentified aerial phenomena that the government is hiding that came from not of this world, with beings that are not human. So again, they haven't described, though, what exactly, did they describe the objects that they saw? Did they describe the propulsion and how they were in the different dynamics of these objects?
Yes, they have. They've communicated it to the Senate Intelligence Committee staff under oath. It's detailed. The Senate Intelligence Committee staff know it. The members of the Senate Intelligence Committee know about it. The Senate Intelligence Committee people have been deeply involved in drafting this 64-page bill. That they're getting ready to pass it again and hand it over to the House of Representatives. And so it's in the House. The last time it was passed by the Senate, the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Michael Turner, happens to come from the congressional district where the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base is.
A Republican from Ohio.
Yeah, 10th district, where they're harboring one of the craft. And they're working at back engineering it, and the private aerospace corporations that are involved in it want to get a patent on it, and they want to be able to get money by licensing it back to the government, whereas the government is the one that recovered it. So we're opposing that.
So basically what you're saying, okay, the Senate passed this disclosure bill, but you're saying this evidence, the government is keeping it, and possibly it has tried to study the technology and replicate it.
Yeah, they have done that. They're back engineering it, and that's what's going on right now. And they're attempting to make a weapons system out of it. And they're concealing the whole thing on the grounds that, oh, this is a delicate
That sounds like a
weapons
pretty,
system.
there's the Epstein scandal, and that's pretty bad. This sounds like a pretty big scandal. If this is indeed what the secrets that have been kept from the American public that the Defense Department has denied.
And that President Trump has promised over and over again that he'll reveal if he was elected again, just like the Epstein stuff. And they're not doing it yet. So what we're saying is, look, if you're all upset about the Epstein stuff, wait till you get a load of this.
Let me ask you this, though. If your clients are getting ready to testify, are you afraid of some kind of intimidation then that might stop them?
We drafted, in fact, at the request of the House, we drafted a 15-page bill, an enhanced UFO whistleblower protection statute, which we're asking the House to pass as well, so that we can protect the people against recrimination. Because most of the people are still active people working in the United States Defense Department. And they're coming forward saying that they're all upset about the fact that other people are committing perjury.
What high-level officials do you think in the past and present have had knowledge of this?
Well, for example, Jay Stratton has knowledge of it. He was the head of the United States Pentagon Advanced Weapons Special Access Program. He knows all about it. And is he going to testify? Well, we're trying to get him to testify. And what he's saying is, well, there's not adequate protections in place, that they could retaliate against him. He could never get another promotion. They may interfere and try to withhold his pension. That they can do all kinds of things which the present law doesn't adequately protect them against.
So that's what you're trying to get into the bill here
That's exactly
to get
right.
people comfortable come forward. So
That's
let's
right.
ask the more esoteric question. If this does come out, we see the proof of it. Is humanity ready to handle this?
Well, the fact is, you can ask an average fifth grader in the country, what do you think a UFO looks like? And they'll draw you one. And they say, what do you think an ET person looks like? And they'll draw you one. So there's a process that's been underway for some time of leaking out information. So people are, the significant majority of people in the country believe that UFOs are real. And a substantial percentage of them believe that they're extraterrestrial. So there's already a certain kind of consciousness in the American people about this. The problem is that they've been being lied to over and over again by the government, by not the whole government, but by this secret element deep inside the Department of Defense.
But this raises the question of security. I mean, if that is proven, wouldn't there be we've all seen the movies, a panic? What do they want to do with us? What if we can't trust whatever we find?
Well, it's the evidence is very, very minimal that there'd be any kind of widespread panic on the part of anybody. Because the information has been around for so long that we've had people testifying about some of these programs already. It's been on the front page of the New York Times, these videos that people have now. So that's not a realistic fear right now. The challenge is, how do we adjust our economic structures? How do we reorganize our geopolitical structures on our planet to deal with these people? How do we deal with the impact on our knowledge of science? They're still teaching Newtonian Cartesian materialist worldview at the university level in physics classes. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of changes that need to get made. The New Paradigm Institute is a 501c3 public interest organization that is demanding not only that the government begin programs to try to figure out how to adjust all of these things, but we're going forward and taking information from experts on how to do it ourselves.
To play devil's advocate, you will have physicists, scientists out there saying that the Newtonian Cartesian, whatever it is that you described to me, holds up, and that this is not possible, and that none of this is true, and that no one could travel here faster than light, and so on and so on and so on.
Yeah.
What about those skeptics? And these will be scientists at laboratories, at the Argonne and Fermi, that will say this.
They're not going to last long, I can tell you. Once you have the evidence out on the table, and the videotape showing them doing these things, right now they've tracked on radar these moving in the atmosphere from over 80,000 feet in outer space down to the surface, I said, in 0.7 of 1 second.
There's no worldly thing that can do that.
There's no physics that'll do that. There's nothing that can stop like that on a dime like that and not completely disintegrate. pursuant to the present operative laws of physics. So they can see it right with their own eyes that it's happening. I talked to General Bethune, who was the first full general in the United States Air Force that was commissioned, and he was on a craft with scientists, and a big UFO came right up in front of them, just like that. I've talked to him in detail about it, and all the scientists were off on one side of the plane looking at this thing out the window, and he came back into the cockpit, or into the passenger side, and there was one scientist standing there with his back turned to the window and his arms folded, and he said, "Are you okay?" And he said, "Yes, I'm fine." And General Bethune said, "Did you see that out there?" He said, "I'm a scientist. I don't believe in those things. I'm not looking."
Wow.
Okay? And so that's what you're looking at. That there are people that are just so insistent that it can't be true based on anything we've been told already. And they are going to be really upset that they've been being lied to, that this information has been being concealed from them, that we've had now for decades. And that they're just staying in the back rooms trying to figure out how to build a delivery system that can deliver a hydrogen bomb from the U.S. soil into Russia or China in 2 minutes. And they're hiding it from us, saying, "Oh, if you try to probe into this, you're looking at one of our most sensitive weapons systems."
So the two prongs of this are the bombshell discovery that could be made about extraterrestrial life forms, and B, the use from the U.S. government to try and take the technology to build weapons of war with.
That's right.
And those are two big things to lie about.
Those are two big things to lie
I mean, this
about.
would be the scandal of the century, I'm just saying.
More than the century, as it turns out. I mean, to discover that there's an extraterrestrial civilization of non-human beings, and they're coming and going from our planet, and there are elements inside the Defense Department and intelligence agencies that have known this.
Well, why
and
the
are
U.S.?
lying about
How
it.
about other governments? Chinese government.
The Chinese government know this, and so do the Russians.
All right. I hope these hearings happen, Danny Sheehan.
Oh, they will happen. September
Well, I
9th.
hope these whistleblowers do testify to all these things. And this Danny Sheehan from the New Paradigm Institute, sure to get some feedback, and we do appreciate you being here talking with us.
Well, I
Best of
appreciate
luck.
it.
Best of luck
appreciate
on all
it.
this. We will keep following this.
Thank you, Paris.
You bet.